trying to be perfect could be the ruination of your golf, because it's blocking you from learning the very skills you need to learn in order to play better golf. You see, sometimes we try so hard, it creates a tension and a frustration that stops us playing our best. If you think about how children or babies learn, if they're learning to walk, they make mistakes in the sense that they fall over, they lose balance in different directions. But it's through that losing balance, that different experimentation, you might say, is they gradually build up the repertoire of knowing what to do, and they end up generally with the result they want. But as we become adults, we criticize ourselves, we beat ourselves up, and therefore as a result we create a tension that actually stops us learning the very things we want to learn in order to play better golf. So today's lesson is all about helping you learn how to be less perfect. You know, actually you're going to practice trying not to be perfect. You're going to practice in a way that's going to create experimentation. And I think what you're going to find by the end of that is that what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up with a much more fluid, natural golf swing that of course then will produce the actual results you're always after. So I'm going to give you a couple of ways of doing that, and it's a very simple, it's a fun way to do it as well, because again, you might find yourself going to the driving range and you're trying so hard to get every part of your swing right. You're trying to hit that perfect straight shot or that perfect draw. That's what you're focused on. When it doesn't happen, you get annoyed with yourself. As I say, you can block your own learning. So this particular practice I'm giving you here is fun. It's fun to do. Just try it for at least 30 minutes. Give yourself a chance to do it, then hit some shots afterwards. And I think you're going to find it all feels a lot more fun, a lot more natural, and you're going to get better results. So here's what we're going to do. Very simple. First of all, where does the best golf shot come from? Center of the club face, of course. It's from the sweet spot. But what we're actually going to try and learn to do is we're going to hit some shots from the toe of the club, from the center of the club, and the heel of the club. That's going to be your simple intention. You see, let me give you one other example. You know, if you're walking a tightrope here and you're trying to go along that tightrope, you're so hard trying to get it right, you're probably going to wobble more. The learning takes place either side. We need to be able to go either side to learn to actually have more chance of being balanced along that center point. So let's get into it. So what you're going to do, you're going to set up, you're going to use those three parts of the club face. I would start with something like a wedge to begin with. I've actually got a 7-iron in my hand here, so I hit it quite gently. But start with a wedge and just simply set up. Always start with the ball in the center of the face where you normally would, I would assume, and then say, right, I'm now going to have the intention of hitting it off the toe. And I pretty much connected with the toe there. Then set up again with the ball out the center of the face. In other words, your setup is not changing. Then from there say, right, now I'm going to have the intention of hitting it out the heel. And that came out the heel. And then so on and so forth. Then you're going to hit it out the center. Experiment and play around with that. Once you can do it with the wedge, build up to a 9-iron, 8-iron, and go through the bag a little bit. So you can start to realize, now here's what's really interesting. You will start to feel like, do you know what, I'm actually making a decision here. I'm controlling what I want by having a bit more fun and a bit more experimentation. The second part of the drill is this. What we're going to do is going to ask you to hit different sides of the ball. So obviously there's the center of the ball. Let's say that line there is the center of the ball. I'm going to ask you to try and attack the ball where you hit it on this. If we divide that ball up into a half, in fact, let me put the line there, here. We're going to hit this half of the ball. Then we're going to come in and hit that half of the ball there. And simply, obviously, the shape of your swing is going to change with that. But that's the point again. Rather than trying to be perfect and rigid and trying to get an exact place, we want to create some flow, some energy and some flow. So set yourself up, again, set up in your normal setup, and then say to yourself, right, I'm now going to hit it on the inside of that line there, okay? And then set up again, which I felt like I pretty much did there. Now I'm going to take it from the outside. And again, I pretty much feel I was able to do that there. So, just those few different experimentation. Again, always start with an easy club to begin with, build yourself up to wherever you're comfortable to do it. Once you've done that, then actually just go ahead and hit some shots with almost no thought whatsoever. In fact, what I'd encourage you to do is decide, what type of shot would I like to hit here? Get into the creation of the shot. You might say, well, I'm going to hit this one on a slightly lower trajectory, but no other thought, and just focus on hitting that on a lower trajectory, or a draw or fade, or just simply enjoy hitting the ball, having done that experimentation, which would have freed you up, got you into more of a flow state. See if you can just enjoy hitting the ball without trying to be so perfect. If you do, I think you'll find a flow state and a relaxation. Even if you decide to go back and work on some of the things you've done, it will give you a mental break. You'll have greater awareness of your own body and swing because you have purposely moved it into different places. That means you're more in control, and it's going to help you even if you do want to go back to working on the swing you was before, but it definitely will give you more flow. I hope you found that useful and enjoyable. If you have, give us some comments and feedback, give us the thumbs up. And again, as always, share it with others that you think might enjoy this approach from intuitive golf. Thanks ever so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next lesson.